Welcome Audra to the Maury Show. Audra says her boyfriend of 8 years, Chris, is her true first love. But sadly today, Audra feels like she's drowning in a river of evidence. Evidence that points to Chris being a cheater. You know, but for every clue that Audra uncovers, Chris apparently has a plausible explanation. So is she damaged, whose past relationships have made her paranoid? She's praying that a polygraph test will answer that question. This is Audra's story.
I have loved Chris for 8 years and have given him 2 beautiful daughters. But I am so scared that Chris is not the man I fell in love with. When we first met, it was like a dream. No one has ever made me feel that way before. But when I found proof that Chris was searching for escorts online, my heart was shattered. That's when I knew Chris was nothing but a lying cheater. I found a woman's earring in my car and women's clothing on the bathroom floor. And that's just the start of it. I can't tell Chris is the perfect man or the biggest liar ever. If Chris fails this lie detector test, it's gonna destroy our family.
Okay. So I can't believe it or not, this might be the first time this has happened. Audra, you called the show because you wanted him to take a lie detector test.
Yes, I did.
And unbeknownst to you, he called our show because he wants to take a lie detector test. How about that?
He wants to take one for himself or wants me to take one?
Well, I don't know, but apparently he wants to come on the show to prove to you that he is true blue and that he is faithful.
That would be great.
That would be great, but you don't think so?
No, because he works in the nursing field and he's around nothing but women all day.
Right.
And he tells me that women say things to him like, oh, I wish you would give me a baby because you've got white people hair. And
but he throws that off all the time, right? He doesn't.
Yeah, he says it's just kidding around. They're just kidding around.
Right. Meanwhile, you ended up, you decided you put a GPS system on, right?
Yes. Yes, I put a GPS on his phone.
And so you think at his job, when he leaves his job, he goes across the street a lot, and you think he might be what?
Meeting up with someone for pleasure. It shows that he walks across the parking lot from his work, and he's there for 8 minutes, sometimes 12 minutes.
That's a pretty quick pleasure, isn't it?
I mean, it is what it is.
And you also found some clothes in the bathroom?
Yes. One day I came home and I found an article of women's clothing laying on my bathroom.
Where did he say they came from?
He said, they're mine.
You know he thinks you're paranoid.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah. You think? And you also think that money's going missing because he's spending money on other women.
It's always going missing. And then it's like he purposely starts arguments with me so he can, because usually he'll hand me the money and say, here you go, control the money. Then all of a sudden, a couple days later, he's arguing with me, takes it all back, and then leaves, and then he will come home, and I'm like, where did you spend $600 at in 3 days?
Well, guess what? We're going to have the results of the lie detector in a few moments. But first, everybody, here's Chris. Chris, come on out. Good to see you, Chris. Have a seat. Chris, 2 kids, 8 years.
I have a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into her. I love this woman with all my heart. I mean, look at her and look at me.
Right.
I mean, since I first laid eyes on you, I mean, I knew you were the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I wanted to be with you from day one, and I would never mess that up. I never would hurt you, ever.
Then why did I find an earring in the car?
I told you the reason why. I came out of my job and was walking, and I seen an earring, and I picked that earring up, and that earring stayed in that car for the longest time. I know she has seen that earring, and my story has never changed, not one time.
Yeah, it did, because you said the earring
never
was
once,
mine.
Never once.
Then you changed it and said, wait a minute, I remember finding it in the parking lot.
I never once said that earring was yours.
Yes, you did.
I found that earring on the ground when I was walking out, and that earring was in that car for I don't know how long.
So, Chris, I've gone through all of these suspicions that she has had. And how do you total them all up? In other words, is she insecure?
I don't know if it's her insecurities or something else is going on here. But nobody's that good at lying. I have not lied to this woman. There's never been one private phone call to me. No money goes missing, nothing. There's nothing out there. And I'm not a good-looking man. There's nobody that's stolen himself out.
What?
That'd be pretty
So
stupid.
she thinks you're messing in a hotel because she gets calls from hotels thanking her for staying there.
I mean, how did the hotel get her number then?
Why are all these things showing up in my emails for
there's
Viagra?
two reasons. There's two reasons.
All these girls looking for love. I mean, there's so many things. My email's connected to your phone, and the emails are popping up. All
Audra
these
has
girls
too much
wanna
time.
have sex,
Audra has too much time on her hands. I'm an open book. She has access to everything that I do.
She thinks because of the GPS system that you walk across the street from work and get yourself pleasured.
The thing about Audra is she doesn't call you out when these things happen, okay? So I'll be at work and all of a sudden she'll say, you walked across the street for 7 minutes. And I'm like, just now?
When my phone pops up and says Chris has left his work, I look to see where. And it said he's walking across the street, and then it stays there for 7 minutes, 12 minutes.
What's going to happen if he fails his test?
Honestly, Maury, I don't know. I mean, we've been together for 8 years. I love him. He's the love of my life. I could never imagine my life without him.
Right.
If he has cheated, that's different from still doing it. And I could work on it if it happened in the past.
I love you, and I have told you and proved my actions from day one.
Here we go right now. Did the earring Audra found and the clothing that Audra found belong to a woman you slept with? You said no. The lie detector test determined you're telling the truth.
I told you, sweetie, I ain't got nothing to lie.
During your relationship with Audra, have you ever slept with a woman you met on Backpage? You said no. The lie detector test determined you were telling the truth. Have you ever paid to sleep with another woman? You said no. The lie detector test determined you're telling the truth. Did you sleep with another woman while you and Audra were on a break? You said no. The lie detector test determined you are telling the truth.
I told you, baby, I love you with all my heart.
And finally, during your relationship with Audra, have you ever had sexual contact of any kind with any other woman? You said no, and Ralph, the lie detector test determined
you were telling the truth.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks for watching, everybody. It's time to tell the truth. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more lie detector results. And click here for more videos.